Doppler 12 Futurecast.
Well, we will get some snow overnight. The bulk of the snow event, we'll call it, is still several hours away. However, right now in live Pinpoint Doppler 12, we are seeing a few blobs of blue. A lot of this is not actually hitting the ground. However, we did see some snowflakes in Groton, Connecticut earlier. And as we take you a little bit closer, you could see places like North Kingstown, South Kingstown, perhaps Jamestown. May see a few snowflakes here, but again, a lot of this drying up before it has a chance to reach the surface. And again, this is not our main weather system that we're watching. That one's still off into Pennsylvania. But do keep in mind, if any of the snow does start to stick a little bit, certainly cold enough to stick on those roads, and it will be those roads that we watch overnight. And right now I'm watching the city cam, and it's a nice view. Temperature right now at 28 degrees. Winds are out of the southeast at 6 miles an hour wind chill, a brisk 22 degrees. 27 your temperature in Taunton, 28 New Bedford, 29 in Newport, we're 27 in Smithfield, and 32 in Westerly. So temperatures cold enough to support snow, even along the South Shore, where I think we will start as snow and then perhaps mix in some rain overnight. But notice Groton, Connecticut now up to 34. So some milder air trying to nose in here, and eventually it may win out across the South Shore. But in places like Providence and points due north, I'm expecting this to remain all snow. Speaking of snow, you can see here's the core of our system, and it's rather impressive in terms of area. You can see it's over upstate New York, Pennsylvania, and even nosing towards western Connecticut. But this is a fast mover. That will spare us from any significant snow totals. That's why just several inches on the way with this next event. So 8 o'clock this evening, could see a little bit of snow accumulating across the western suburbs. But again, I think most of it not arriving until after 9, 10 o'clock. The darker shades indicating some heavier snow bands, where again some slick roads are possible. Notice the purple right here. We could see a little bit of mixing off and on across the South Shore. And as we go overnight, notice how that mixing line starts to push east towards New Bedford and the Cape. So it's right in here where our amounts may be a little smaller because the snowflakes will be wetter, and some of that will come down in the form of rain. You can see 5 o'clock in the morning, perhaps a little bit of lingering snow, but most of it is out of here at this point. So the Cape and Islands out across eastern Massachusetts still seeing some heavier stuff at this point. But I think the commute tomorrow should be okay. There could be some lingering slick roads, so something to keep in mind. And then tomorrow afternoon we are in the clear with partly cloudy skies. So tonight the snow starts to pick up, especially after 9 or 10 o'clock. In terms of totals, we're talking 1 to 3 inches for most of us, although I think most of us closer to that 1 to 2 inch range. The 3 inch amounts will be rather isolated, maybe in some of those higher elevation spots, and then a coating to 1 inch of snow or some mixing to rain is possible. Temperatures tomorrow in the mid-30s with partly cloudy skies. For northern Rhode Island, 34 in Burville, 34 in Cumberland, and eastern Massachusetts, partly cloudy and breezy. So at least we get rid of the snow by tomorrow afternoon. Another storm to watch on Saturday. This one could be a little more significant. Not enough time to really get into detail on that one, but we'll be tracking that for sure over the next several days. And of course, don't forget about our new iPad app, a great tool to track all the weather over the next 48 hours.
All right, thanks, Pete.
Yep.
Coming up next.